Good morning, Misfits. There it is. What's going on, Funmon, Dane, Bumba, C. Michaels, Carl, Ben J, L. Dooley, Godchick, Miss Mocha Powered, Lungta. It is Monday. It is Maha Monday, and I am your host, Zach Monfilio, aka the Misfit Patriot. I don't know about you guys. That weekend felt like it flew by. I need an extra one. But the good news is no work today. Well, this and then no work today. So let's get it started. How's it? Oh, I obviously didn't pull up the act. So unprofessional. I didn't even have the thing pulled up. Give me one sec, guys, because we have a awesome thumbnail today. Producer Eli always puts together the best thumbnails. Here we go. Okay. Why is it not even the right size? Jeez, what's going on here? I have no idea. This will not do. Okay. I'm already off to a great start this morning. We are trying to get this sized up so that you can see what I want you to see. Give me one sec. Here we go. Okay, great. Good, great, grand, wonderful. All right. Where is it? No, not there. One sec. There it is. They'll steal your life. So on Maha Monday, we try to talk about Maha related things, and there is a huge healthcare fraud case going on. You remember when Obama said you can like keep your doctor, you can keep your plan? I think that like I think that it's I don't think that he I don't think that people realize like about Obama. Like he was probably the most nefarious president, like where he literally was like, I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to steal your doctor. You can't keep your plan because we have a plan, and the plan is to steal your life. The healthcare industry in America, it's horrible. Just like the education system in America, horrible. We are the number one greatest country in the world, and we have the two worst systems. So I'm glad that Trump is actually starting to crack down on this fraud and he's really starting to try to find all this stuff. It's just insane that we've let it go on this long. It's called the Affordable Care Act. It's unaffordable because they steal all of your money. That's why social programs don't work. Anyway, we're also going to get to the news of the day, the daily breakdown. It's Monday. Somebody in the chat, it is Monday. It feels like Monday. I am absolutely just tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep, but we will power through. Good to see Jeremy back from his little vacation. I know that even when I was covering for him, there were some people that were like, he can't come back soon enough, and that hurt my feelings. But no, it is nice to see him back. And we're going to get a awesome week of news coming out for you right before America's 250th birthday on, I think it's Saturday. Yeah, I want to say Saturday. But first up from CNN, live updates for the Iran war. Trump says U.S. and Iran to hold fresh talks after strikes strain ceasefire. That was me. Somebody in the chat, fun mom. That was me. It was. Um, U.S. president says a meeting is set for Tuesday in Qatar, while Iran has not confirmed, but says it will retain control of the Strait of Hormuz. Okay. Here's the latest U.S. Iran talks. President Trump says the U.S. will meet with Iran in Doha on Tuesday after U.S. officials said both sides agreed to stand down, quote, stand down for now. They were already supposed to. And that negotiations remained on track following strikes over the weekend. Iran has not confirmed that the talks will take place. All right, so in Lebanon also, fighting between Hezbollah and Israel continued in Lebanon over the weekend despite a recent agreement between the countries. Okay. Let's go to I want to see this thing from Anna Kasparian. I don't know how to say her last name. Who cares? I think her last name's Kasparian. Anna is very upset. Here it is, that the Lebanon president is trying to actually work with Israel. And I said this months ago, and people still like, if you look online, you don't have a real gauge of what's actually going on in geopolitics in any type of story because there's so much noise. But Lebanon is not Hezbollah. Hezbollah is in Lebanon. They're a terrorist organization, just like Hamas is a terrorist organization in Israel, because it's not Palestine. And the Lebanese president, Lebanese president, I guess you could say, he wants Hezbollah gone, right? But Hezbollah is a powerful entity, and they are backed by Iran, and that's why he can't really do anything about it. Because if he came out and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go against Hezbollah," Iran would actually start attacking them, and somebody would probably blame the Jews. Like they'd blame Israel anyway. But it looks like the negotiations that Trump has been going through, like, peace through strength, bombing, bombing, negotiating, has actually weakened the relationship. So now Lebanon is saying they actually want to work with Israel to get Hezbollah out. Ana Kasparian is very upset about this. Ana Kasparian is saying speaking of the Lebanese president, his country is about to be taken over by genocidal thugs, and he's going after the only people fighting against it. I am at the point where I think, like, Ana Kasparian, denaturalize and deport her anywhere. Like, I don't care. And yeah, she was born here. I don't care. If you are advocating for radical Islamic jihadist terrorists in any capacity, I'm at the point where I go, I think you should literally just be kicked out of the country. I don't care if you're born here. I don't care if you're an American citizen. I just don't care. I know they can't, but I just wish I wish we could. I get it. 14th Amendment, I get it. I get it. I just wish we could. That should be the red line. It should be the thing where it's like, screw the First Amendment, screw the 14th Amendment. Just, are you really advocating for jihadists because you hate Israel so much? Because that's where we're at. And I mean, like Jackson Hinkle, Anna Sank, Hassan Piker, all of them, they really do hate this country. We talked about this last week. The Democrat Party hates this country, but they have formed a new red-green alliance with Islamists. So what we're looking at is essentially we're looking at the 1979 Red-Green Alliance in a new form in America, but it can't really go anywhere as long as we vote and as long as we get involved and as long as we read the situation, as long as we take the midterm seriously, as long as we stop this in its tracks, it will not go anywhere. But if it does, I don't think people are taking it seriously enough with how screwed we will be. Like, it will be very bad, right? America's only a country if you can keep it. It's only a republic if you can keep it. Trump brings this up. He's like, yeah, America will never be a socialist nation. He takes it seriously. We don't. This is why I'm putting together midterm cheat sheet. This is why I'm trying to do get out the vote campaigns. This is why I'm fighting the woke right. This is why I'm focusing on what we actually need to do. What's Tucker Carlson focusing on? What's Candace Owens focusing on? What is Anna focusing on? All of these people that are just obsessed with Israel. How often do you see them talk about America? I mean, like, I'm saying, like, policy. How often do you see them bringing up, like, the Save America Act? How often do you see them bringing up legislation? How often do you see them bringing up anything that will actually move this country forward? They only talk about America when they're saying America is friends with Israel and Israel controls what and blah, blah, blah. And then insert stupid thing here. They don't care. They hate this country. And we need to recognize it because this has happened before. History doesn't repeat, but it echoes. If you don't learn from the 1979 Red-Green Alliance, if you don't learn from Hitler's, alliance with the Islamic leadership, the Arab leadership, if you don't learn from history, we will repeat it. I'm trying to stop this, and I'm not like saying like I'm not saying that I'm like, sort of like demoralized, but I don't see enough people really actually looking through this in the lens of, wow, this could actually be the end of this country. And if you don't look at it that way, and you're not taking it seriously enough. You need to look at this election, the midterms, like it is the most important election of your life, because it is. Good morning, Wilson. W. Wilson in the chat. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to get heavy there. I'm just like, this whole weekend, I'm just like looking on X, and I'm like, every time I open it, I'm like, I can't. All right, let's pay the bills. Patriot Pouch. This show is brought to you by Patriot Pouch. Why isn't that popping up? Okay. Oh, probably because. There we go. PatriotPouchUSA.com. Code Misfit10. Head over to Patriot Pouch and get yourself a wonderful pack of a Sovereign Sample 4-pack, or aren't they changed the website? That's why I just got messed up. I'm so used to seeing the website where I'm like supposed to read the top. Nixodine pouches. They are like nicotine pouches, but they are made with Nixodine. It is a cleaner compound that binds to the same receptors as nicotine, delivering a better, cleaner effect. Fewer downsides, better ingredients. Nicotine-free and tobacco-free, avoids the traditional nicotine addictive properties. You can head over and grab the Sovereign Sample 4-pack, or my favorite flavor, Orange You Glad You're an American. That is Patriot Pouch USA. .com, code Misfit10 for 10% off. All right, now let's get to the next story. 2 boys pulled from Venezuela earthquake rubble among 33 people rescued over the weekend. This earthquake is just terrible. They just started to do so well, and then I was looking at the footage. It's like they said that like tens of thousands of people are missing. Like, this is a huge, huge earthquake. But here's this from the BBC. More stories of miraculous rescue have emerged from Venezuela on Sunday, days after 2 powerful earthquakes struck the country. Interim President Delcy Rodriguez said 33 people have been pulled from the debris, and they are alive over the weekend. Among them were 2 11-year-old boys who were separately rescued from a collapsed building within hours of each other. However, with tens of thousands of people still missing, hopes of finding more survivors fade by the hour. As of Sunday, at least 1,450 people have been killed in what Rodriguez said was the most brutal natural catastrophe in Venezuela's history. It's the magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 quakes on Wednesday struck within 39 seconds and caused almost 800 buildings to collapse, leaving many people trapped inside. Though the crucial 72-hour window has now passed, rescuers have said people could still be found alive, especially if they have access to food and water. So I guess just pray for Venezuela, because there's really nothing we can do. I just don't want to turn this thing into another Haiti where we're bringing in a bunch of people into America because they had an earthquake. We should help them out as much as we can, obviously, but I know that there's like conspiracy theorists out there that think like, all right, direct energy weapon and blah blah blah. It could just be exactly what it is, an actual earthquake, a natural disaster. But I've already seen the people that are like putting together the they did this so that they could bring. I'm like, dude, I don't know, but I don't even care. Like, I don't have the time for conspiracy theories anymore. I really don't. Every time you open your mouth, I want to slap it. Like, I don't care anymore. Conspiracy theories, they don't help anybody. You can't prove them. It's just a lot of people that do them. They just say them because they want to get clicks and likes. I love a good conspiracy theory. It's a guilty pleasure. Too many people are using it as a platform now, and anybody that's elevating these people, I think that you are the dumbest human beings on the planet. All right, next up, dangerous heat wave impacting large swaths of the US. Okay, why do they do this every year? Like, why do we do this? It's always the same thing. It's like, there's a virus, there's a heat wave, there's a thing. It's like, dude, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's this thing called weather. It goes up, it goes down, it goes. Every time they think like, oh, we've been alive for how many years, and this year, didn't you know it's gonna get hot? It's dangerous. We have air conditioning here. It's not Europe. From CBS News, a long and dangerous heat wave will blast a large swath of the United States this week. Oh no. With temperatures rising ahead of the July 4th holiday. I wonder if it's going to get to 100 degrees. Oh. Guys, have you ever been outside and it been 100 degrees? It's crazy, right? It's insane. It's almost like you have to turn on your air conditioner in your car. Might need to stay in the shade. It's like if you've been walking around this long, like I don't know how old you are, but I'm sure like if you're anything over like 7 years old, I'm pretty sure you figured out that when it gets hot, you have these things that you can do to not die. But they always put these stories out there like heat wave. Okay. It's not dangerous. It's only dangerous if you're dumb. I think that that's probably what they should say. They'd be like, if you've never dealt with hot before, you might die. But we should also remove all the warning labels from everything and just let like Darwin take these people anyway. But here we go. It's gonna be 100 degrees in New York, 103 in Washington, 90, 91, 88. Who cares? When I saw those stories of like the people in France that were like dying because of the heat wave, it's because they didn't have air conditioning. We do. We do. We'll be fine. I said this earlier. Don't be cheap or run or buy AC. Simple logic. Use a freaking cooling somebody in the chat, use a freaking cooling towel. I was like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why do we do this? Like, where it's like, did you guys know it's gonna get hot out? I mean, are we gonna be okay? Have we ever like who cares? It's gonna be fine. Anybody that 100-degree weather takes out, they weren't supposed to be here. Heat wave. It's fine that you can like report on the story. It's just don't make it seem like it's apocalyptic. It's like that's the problem that I have with that story. It's not that they're talking about it. Obviously, let people know, hey, it's gonna be hot out next week. But just like dangerous. It's not dangerous. It's like I honestly think we should like intentionally stop warning people about things because I'm kind of tired of moving as slow as the slowest person in America. All right. Next up, Trump says reflecting pool in full use confirms DC golf course work. Okay, what is it? Confirms DC golf course work? Okay, from USA Today, President Trump said that the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool on the National Mall is in full use after an algae bloom. They put phosphates in the damn thing. It wasn't a bloom, it was sabotage. And portions of the blue paint applied during renovations he commissioned began peeling off. They weren't peeling off. They look at this article. So they tested the water, and the water had so much algae that the only explanation scientifically was sabotage. So that means that just like I predicted, somebody put a bunch of phosphates, like fertilizer or something, in the reflecting pool after Donald Trump fixed it. That was not an algae bloom. That was an algae like that was obvious. Like it was I don't know, a science experiment that just they cleaned it up. They're saying that was an algae bloom, and then also like half a dozen people have been arrested for slicing up the bottom of the pool and peeling the paint off the bottom. But if you read this story from USA Today, who wrote this? James Powell and Drew Pittock. If you read this story from these two jerks, you would think that there was some type of natural algae bloom and the paint peeled because of, improper installation. You really don't hate the media enough. And I don't think that people realize like how bad we've gotten as far as like propaganda, fake news, whatever you want to call it. It's like it really is like a very dangerous thing to have an uninformed or a misinformed electorate. Like that's the problem with this country. It's like we have allowed our free speech to breed and foster an environment where we're creating it's free speech, but it's not true speech. It's a cultural issue. It's like it has nothing to do with like the First Amendment. It's we have gotten to a point where we, the audience, have normalized and rewarded bad behavior. Where the media lies to you, your influencers lie to you, your podcast hosts, your social media, and you just keep like signing up. You keep on watching. You keep on like validating. And I don't know how we fix that. I think it's going to have to start in the classroom. I think it's going to have to start at home, but it's not sustainable. It's like it's not a small thing that this article is literally lying to you within the first 2 sentences. It's not a small thing. I see this every day. I see this every time I open up any type of story. I go, that's misleading, let's call it, to be charitable. That's misleading. They're doing that on purpose. It's ticking me off so much. What do we got in the chat? No one should try to hate the media enough. I tried and I burst into flames. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Seven Legion Studios. No, you really don't hate the media enough, though. It's like, I don't know how you de incentivize that. I think we made a huge mistake by like taking the media and being like, you can do it should just be like a public service where it's like, okay, you're not being paid by advertisers. Your advertisers have no like it's the same reason why people lie online. It's like if you get a lot of clicks, you're going to get a lot of sponsors. You're going to get a lot of money. And it's like you're going to want to say the next crazy thing, you're going to want to lead, you're going to want to keep people engaged. It's like every money is the root of all evil. It's in politics, everything. Drives me crazy. Okay, but let's continue to read this BS story. Trump's June 28th social media post came after a tour of Washington, D.C. landmarks, during which he declared that many of the monuments were completely renovated and restored. He blamed without evidence. Without evidence? What do you mean without evidence? He blamed without evidence criminal radical left vandals for creating great damage to the reflecting pool, which he said was 100% free of leaks. Hold on, let's see if they actually go. Hold on, let's see. They did. They did. Okay, hold on. So let's go back up. The person who wrote this article wrote, he referred to Donald Trump, blamed without evidence, and then about a paragraph later, Lincoln reflecting pool arrests. 7 people have been arrested. Do you think that they were arrested without evidence? Like, what are you talking about? Secretary of Interior Doug Burgum said in a June 27th interview that 7 arrests and 18 police reports have been filed. Burgum did not name those arrested or specify any charges, but they said that there would be a full prosecution. So, David Hearn, a former Olympic canoeist, was arrested and charged with misdemeanor destruction of government property and appears to be the only publicly identified person. Hearn defended himself to the Post saying, "I didn't vandalize anything. I didn't destroy or break or peel anything. By the time I realized what was going on, I was being put in handcuffs." So I guess you could say that if Trump blamed without evidence criminal radical left vandals. I guess you could say that the 7 people who have been arrested have not had their trial adjudicated, and they are all technically innocent until proven guilty. But I don't understand why this. You should have never ever put that, like, that paragraph right before you wrote they got arrested. Like, there were people arrested. You do not hate the media enough, man. You do not hate the media enough. All right. Next up, as the nation turns 250, many Americans say the Stars and Stripes is now a red flag. What? The American flag, to some, it's Old Glory. To other, it's a MAGA hat on a stick. Oh, I can't wait to read this one. By Corey Seesma. Oh, who cares? To fly or not to fly an American flag? That was never a question for Bruce Watson, who has put his national pride on display for years and nudges neighbors in his small New England town to do the same. I'm very proud of our flag, the writer said. It's a symbol of we the people, but as the polarized nation marks its 250th birthday, Watson, 72, worries his Stars and Stripes may now need an asterisk. If we do fly the flag, we also put out signs to make it clear that we are not MAGA. These people hate this country. It's crazy. You are not Make America Great Again. If I fly the flag, I want everyone to know I love this country. I just don't want to make it great again. Trump is going to be studied for decades after this is over. And people are going to be like, I don't know how he did it, but he literally he made people insane. Oh, they got one of those signs. Our home believes in kindness, hope, peace. Oh, shut up. So, from the article, the American flag is a symbol striped with many meanings, whether it's hung on the front porches, waved in parades, protests, and World Cup matches, or stamped on lapel pins. Like so much else in American life, it's also been tangled up in politics and policies of President Donald Trump. If Trump has made you question whether or not the American flag is something that you should or should not be flying, I would like to be the first person to offer you a free trip anywhere in the world. I will pay for it. Get out. Get out of my country. Just don't come back, though. Like, stay there. Stay wherever you go. I don't care. All right, final story before we jump into Maha Monday. Trump wants... Oh, well, we can't read the story because it's from the New York Times. So the headline goes, Trump wants to own the nation's 250th birthday. States have their own plans. A partisan tension swirl around festivities in Washington. Oh, I know what this is about. So there's like a bunch of states all run by Democrats who don't want to go to the, what is it? The Great Fair, the Great American Fair. I can't remember the name of it. The one that's going on in Washington right now. And it's like, dude, okay, cool. Don't go. It's aggravating watching this every day. We're literally just watching people display their disdain for the greatest country in the world. Cool, don't go. I don't care. If you don't want to go, don't go. I don't care. I'm so tired of this. All right. So there's a couple of stories I wanted to jump in before we get to Maha. The Supreme Court is on the verge of major bombshells, including possibly outlawing election month for mail-in ballots and birthright citizenship. SCOTUS can save the republic today. This is from, what is this, Fox News? Yeah, this is a clip from Fox News, 30 seconds. Let's check it out.
Before taking its annual summer recess, we are currently awaiting 8 argument opinions, including some big ones. We got birthright citizenship, mail-in ballots, transgender athlete bans, and you thought this would be
So, the birthright citizenship thing, I think that there's a lot of people don't think that's going to go our way. And I wish it would, but the mail-in voting, I think that will probably go our way. And if it does, they're going to have a hard time trying to steal this election because they're going to. They're not going to try to win straight up. They have gone so far left. We talked about this the other day, last week. The Democrat Party is dead. Lost the volume. We lost the volume on the vid. Oh, sound? Was there no sound on that video? That's weird. It looked like it was coming through on my end. Give me 1 sec, guys. Let me check. Technical difficulties. Oh, yeah, I have no... That's weird. Ugh. Give me 1 sec. Now I have to figure out why we don't have sound. Maybe it'll come through with this. Nope, still nothing. Great, we got technical difficulties. The unofficial name of the Daily Breakdown. Let's try this. All right. Okay, let's do that. Maybe this one will work.
Fleet bans, and you thought this would be a lightweight card.
Right. No.
High Court expected to wrap up its work before the 4th of July. Then they're not. We're currently awaiting 8 argument opinions, including some big ones. We got birthright citizenship, mail-in ballots, transgender athlete bans, and you thought this would be a lightweight card.
Right. No.
High Court expected to wrap up its work before the 4th of July. Then they're not going to meet again publicly until the first Monday in October. Now to the world.
Okay, so sorry about that. I think that everyone heard that time. I don't know why the I've been having issues with sound coming through when you add in like videos and images. Usually it comes through on the live feed, but I have no idea what's going on, and I'm kind of done like trying to figure it out. I'm like, I don't care. Like all this soundboards, we'll just do the technical difficulties. We'll just have it. I'm like, I'm gonna stop trying to mitigate it. It's just gonna happen every episode. But so as I was saying, the excuse me, the birthright citizenship, I think that one is probably not going to go our way. The mail-in ballots will be good for us if that comes through. They're holding this last one, and they've done this before. The Supreme Court kind of like, they try to like disappoint you at the very end, where they'll give you a bunch of wins. And there's been a whole bunch of decisions this whole week where it's like they're really good. Like Trump is getting a lot of favorable outcomes with the Supreme Court. But the birthright citizenship one, that's going to probably not go our way. It is what it is, and we'll try to see what we can do about, we just need to pass the Save America Act. I mean, this, honestly, it fixes everything. And speaking of, there is a... Come on. What's going on here? Are we just going to have... We're just going to have technical difficulties the whole show? That's cool. We can do that. All right, it's not loading. Is my internet down? What is going on? All right, let's try this. Let's go forward. There we go. It's Monday, man. I don't know if you guys can feel it. It feels like Monday. Like sometimes Monday. Did you guys hear the slurp that time? I tried to move away. Sometimes Monday doesn't feel like Monday, but today feels like Monday. Anyway, Scott Presler reveals that if the U.S. Senate doesn't pass the Save America Act by August 8th, it can't take effect for the midterms. So the Senate's returning from vacation on the 13th, because apparently that's just what they do. They just go on vacation all the time. The Senate goes on vacation again beginning August 8th. And so Scott's message to everybody is you should be emailing and calling your senators every single day. This is why the Senate should have been fighting for the past several months, but they're about to they're running out the clock. You know that like the wild thing is it's like if you John Thune, he's really trying so hard to get FISA passed, right? Because it didn't pass, right? But he's not fighting hard to get the Save America Act. That tells you everything you need to know. Even if we are able to pressure Thune into getting this done, he still needs to go. This Senate is absolutely useless. We have had a great primary season this year. If we can expand the majority, that should be the first order of business. Get him out. No more leadership. We need to start really getting loud. So, yes, call your senators, email your senators, and just say, dude, what the hell? We are the majority, and you guys can't pass an 80-20 issue. That's insane. All right, next up. Oh, I didn't even go over I'm sorry, I'm spaced today. The thumbnail for today, They Will Steal Your Life. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's me in a hospital bed and Obama dressed up like the Hamburglar, rummaging through my wallet. But Eli actually, he goes, "Did you notice the tie?" I go, "I noticed the tie." He's got Big Mike on his tie. And so this is because of this story here. Dr. Oz, these folks are willing to steal from the most vulnerable. The folks that are willing to steal from the most vulnerable are more than happy to take your health. They'll steal your life. That clip is in connection to the fraud cases that are going on. So check this out.
These folks who are willing to steal from our most vulnerable are more than happy to take your health. They'll steal your life. And that's the pathology we're dealing with. The human cost of the fraud that we have tolerated, and especially since COVID, is massive. But it also corrupts the fundamental infrastructure of our social networks, of our programs to help people who are, as Hubert Humphrey said, I'm in the Hubert Humphrey building right now, the Health and Human Services building. He said it was a moral test of government to take care of those at the dawn of life, our children. Obviously, the system failed Caden. Those at the twilight of life, our seniors. Hospice is a good example where we're failing them, and those living in the shadows. And we have examples in folks in all three of those categories who have been hurt. And when you let that kind of money get taken out of the system, you encourage more corruption, more crime. It's about $100 billion a year that we're tracking.
It's
these
crazy.
Folks.
So we did this last week, and I wanted to start making this a weekly thing. This is the Maha Minute from the account Maha Action, and when I was like trying to put together the show, I go, all right, I'm just going to use this every week, and the fraud thing is the one that I want to focus on. But let's go through all three of these Maha updates.
Another week and more Maha wins. I'm Caitlin Sinclair. It's time for your Maha Minute. First up, accountability may finally be coming. Senator Rand Paul has subpoenaed Dr. Anthony Fauci to testify before Congress to finally give Americans answers about his handling of COVID-19. And next up, a massive corruption takedown happened this week.
Fraudsters, your time is up.
The Trump administration just announced the largest healthcare fraud bust in U.S. history. More than 450 people were charged in schemes involving over $6.5 billion in alleged fraud. And HHS is launching a major effort to bring clinical research back here to the United States and speed up the development of new treatment. And finally, the Maha movement keeps gaining momentum. A new poll released this week found nearly 9 in 10 voters want food safety to be a top priority. And that's a wrap for now. We'll be back right here next week for more Maha Wins.
I wonder who the one person that doesn't want food safety to be like a top priority. Like if they did that poll, who was the person that was like, no. It's like, hey, do you want food safety to be a top issue? No. No, I want my food to not be safe. I would actually like it to be unsafe. Like 89%, like 11% of people polled were like, no, I actually don't. I don't want my food to be safe. Yeah, but so kind of a slow week for Maha, but the fraud one, that is a big story. So this is from Owen Gregorian, at Owen Gregorian on X. The Trump administration cracks down on an estimated $10 billion in Obamacare fraud, boots millions of people from the rolls, exclusive, as part of an anti-fraud crackdown that spans the entirety of the federal government. The Trump administration's Department of Health and Human Services uncovered millions of alleged fraudsters on the Affordable Care Act rolls, according to a report obtained by Fox News Digital. A Biden-era spike in Obamacare enrollments led to a probe into the veracity of millions of claims, a Trump administration official confirmed. At the beginning of Biden's term, there were 10 million people enrolled in the government's healthcare program. But that number drastically skyrocketed to 22 million at its 2024 peak. So 12 million people got enrolled in that 4-year period. Yeah, makes sense. How many came across the border, by the way? It's probably just a coincidence. Now, the Trump administration has removed nearly 3 million from the fraudulent enrollees, with a planned 2.6 million left to go. The administration official said that the program's massive abuse equates to about 10 billion swindled from the American taxpayer between 2021 and 2024. That's more than we give to Israel, by the way. It's like 3 times as much. Just kind of, it seems like people really care about that. The Biden administration relaxed eligibility checks and income verification requirements while also allowing more year-round enrollment into the program. Furthermore, the report claims that fraudsters intentionally misstated their income levels in order to qualify, and that insurance brokers signed up people for Obamacare without their knowledge, which are called phantom enrollments. Some people also received subsidies they were not eligible for. So every time you see Bernie Sanders talking about health, Medicare for all, every time you see these Democrats that are pushing these Obamacare, Affordable Care, social programs, every single time you see them really hyperfixated on how they can give away something for free, it's because they want to monetize it. Every one of these programs, you're giving money to a bunch of people who absolutely do not use it properly. That's being very charitable. That's, if I were to give them the most amount of grace and say that what they're doing is just incompetence, that's still bad. It's they don't, let's say that the fraud, right? Let's say that the fraud was not uncovered. Let's say that the fraud didn't exist, right? It still is not a good program. It's called the Affordable Care Act. It's unaffordable. You ever been to the DMV, the post office, anything, the VA, anything that the government runs is completely mismanaged. But I think now we're seeing, now that Trump is cracking down on fraud, now that we're actually finally really addressing this problem that's been going on for decades, right? I think we're going to see that it's not only just incompetence, it's designed this way. It's designed so they can commit fraud. That's why we do free markets and capitalism instead of let's let the government do it. Because I will take greed of a private company that employs other people over the government's greed and taking my money and giving it to somebody else that I don't know. It's the Democratic Socialists of America. They are they're now becoming the Democrat Party. This is exactly what they want to do. They want to expand these types of programs so they can take all of your money and give it to somebody else. If you live in New York City and you don't agree with them, if you're not even a Republican, not even on the right, a moderate Democrat, and you stay there, you are funding your own execution. You are literally willingly giving them everything they need to ruin your life. Move. Vote with your feet. Get the hell out. That's the only way to stop this. All right. By our estimate, improper phantom fraudulent enrollment peaked at 5.6 million people in 2025. We estimated 2.6 million improper and phantom enrollments remain, including over 1 million enrollments without a social security number. Hey guys, who doesn't have social security numbers? Yes, yeah. The illegals, they don't have. Over 1 million people were enrolled without a social security number. How many of them you think were not citizens? I'm going to say 1 million. The Trump administration has since restored income verification, ended some special enrollment opportunities, checked for duplicate Medicaid enrollment, investigated so-called phantom enrollments by scamming brokers, and ended some of the special enrollment periods. Right now, about 19.2 million people remain on the Obamacare rolls. Preserving the fiscal and programmatic integrity of the ACA exchanges is key to safeguarding taxpayer-funded resources for those that truly need them, the report says. The federal government paying brokers to enroll individuals without their knowledge is not. Final quote, the Trump administration continues to aggressively root out fraud, waste, abuse, and corruption, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think you all get the point. This needs to come to an end. We're coming to an inflection point. If we don't fix it, we're in a space like where, well, we're in a time period where they're kind of running out of like I'm not saying the Democrats or the left. I'm saying the people that have like tried to run this country into the ground. They're running out of places to hide, right? Trump is coming after them. He's like taking them down very methodically, going after each and every one of their, grifts on the American people. And that's why you're seeing the rise in the Democratic Socialists of America. That's why you're seeing the rise in violence on the left. That's why you're seeing the mass psychosis, the psyops, the woke right infighting, the media going even heavier on the fake news. They're going to take a final stand. I think we're going to take them down. I think we're going to be okay. But it's not guaranteed. And I got to reiterate, if you are not taking this midterm election as the most important election of our lifetime, we could lose this country. It really is. We're at that point where I'm looking at the writing on the wall and I'm like, if we don't win the midterms, this is over. Like, we could lose this country. Take it seriously. Get out. Start working on ground game. Join my group. Join Sway. Make your own group. Become Scott Presler, right? We need as many people like really hitting the 10, 10, and 10 rule, like Dan Bongino says. 10 people, text 10 people, call 10 people, bring 10 people to the polls. Scott Presler, you can go and you can sign up for his updates. You can go to TPUSA's. You can just something. I did a whole episode on this last week, Friday, when I was covering for Jeremy on LFA. You need to work on your ground game because the left is going to take a final stand. They are not they're not sitting this out. They're taking a final stand. They are going to fight for this because they know it's their last chance because Trump is coming after them. If we don't also fight as hard as they do, then they might be able to pull it off. And I just don't want to see that happen. So, all right, actually, this is pretty much the same story as last time. Got that one. Okay, All right, yeah, here we go. What is this?
Involving over $6.5 billion. Another week.
Oh no, we did watch this one. Yeah, so essentially, like, I'm gonna bring you guys back. We're gonna do Sway, and we're going to do active vote. going to show you guys like what we went over last week. But essentially, like, we need to build a coalition of people who are out there trying to expand our network, right? The left has these organizations, they have these networks, they have these NGOs. We do not. We need kind of grassroots ones. That's how Scott Presler was able to like flip Pennsylvania. He didn't go through the channels of the RNC. He went through and he just did it himself. And the left is like getting this I don't know, like I guess you'd call it like a red-green alliance where it's like they're really starting to cozy up to the Islamists. And they're starting to go after people like Scott Wiener. They're starting to turn on each other. They're saying they're going to take down Hakeem Jeffries. If you're paying attention, you're seeing that there's a potential for them to actually fall apart. But there's also a potential for them to create the actual Red-Green Alliance, which we saw in Iran in the 1970s. And if, like I said before, if one of those happens, I go, we're in big trouble. So I started this app, or I started this group on this app, Sway. If you guys missed the show on Friday, we now have 47 people in my group. So if you guys haven't heard of Sway, it's basically, it's just an app that you can go and you can put in your information. I have all the races that I'm recommending to people. But the cool thing about this is if you are in the group, I am going to be able to filter by state, by district, by office, and message you on how you can help out. So essentially, this turns everybody into Scott Presler. You can go make your own account on Sway, or you can join mine. But if you don't want to do the actual work, I'm going to do all of the work for you. Here's a map of all the people that are joined the group already. So let's say Nevada. Let's say we have a race that we want to, help. Like we want to help win. I can go, okay, this person in my group, Shelly Stevens. You're in Nevada. Can you post on Facebook? Can you help out with door knocking? Can you do this? Can you do that? I'm also putting together midterm cheat sheet. And this one is where we're going to have, this is going to be a website where we're literally just going to have the most important races, probably between 18 to 25, toss-ups, swing districts, just important races that we think we can win. So this one will be updated probably by the end of the week next week. I'm going to have both of these updated for the midterms so that you guys can share, you guys can send them out to other people. If you join Sway, I'm going to be able to know where you are at the district that we need. And this is how we win. This is how we save America. So do your part, ground game. We got to take this seriously. We cannot sit this one out. They're not going to sit this one out. It's going to be a fight for the country. I really wish I was I don't want to sound like I'm I don't know why I'm just I'm really today I feel like I'm like I said, I'm not demoralized, but I don't want to be laughing and be like, I really want you to take this seriously. I want you to understand how important this is, because we have this we have this pattern that we can view and we can see, and it's all fun and games when you're all dicking around online, but then when things really get real, if the people in Iran, the people in Nazi Germany, these people probably didn't take it seriously. You don't realize that it's over until it's over. So I mean, we'll have fun tomorrow. I know this is a little heavy, but I've just been seeing so many people just sort of not they don't really care. And I do. And I'm just you got to get it together, man. Do your part. Anyway. All right. 8:57. Sean, all right, let's do the shout outs. Let's do the chat. I didn't mean to bring you all down and get depressing today. It's just, I'm like this whole weekend, I'm looking every time I opened up my app, it's like they're talking about some stupid thing. It's like Anna Kasparian is like terrorist, yay, go terrorist. Tucker Carlson's like Jews. Candace Owens like this, and we're all doing the same thing. We're just calling those people out. Nobody's really focusing on the actual problem at hand. The problem is we have a organized effort to try and destroy America from people in America. That's the problem. Yes, they're working with our enemies, but it's obviously like, you know, what Yuri Bezmenov warned us about in the 1980s. But it's already like, this is the end game. They're going to try to do it. All right. But enough of that. We'll end this on a nice little high note with some shout outs. All right, let's see. We got bad move. What is that not? Why is that not moving? That's not updating. What is up with this today? Why is this doing this? That's not moving. Okay. Son of a biscuit eating bulldog. Let's try this. Chat. Yeah, still not moving. There we go. Now it's moving. Technical difficulties. We had so many technical difficulties today. All right. Yes, Sean Farish is coming up next with Ungoverned. LFA producer in the chat. We got Bumba, Algian McGrath. All right, there we go. See, I told you we definitely your feed is chilling out. Yeah, so I don't know what was going on today with the technical difficulties, but we'll try to do better tomorrow. TC, Funmon, John Yarter, T. Hodges, Great Guy, Gary, C. Michaels. We got Bad Moon. Are you talking Bel Air? Import Grease Monkey, Rosebud, Mellow Cat, Miss Mocha Powered. Yeah, glitchy internet. Zach's today's show is what we needed. Thanks. No, I appreciate it. I don't want the shows to be heavy like this. It's just, you kind of actually do have to every once in a while sort of depress everybody and like bring you back to like, this is serious. But yeah, no, definitely didn't want to, you know, be I didn't want to be the stern talking to, but you know, I just it was this whole weekend I was just watching so many people just, and I'm like people are rearranging furniture on the Titanic. That was my like how I felt this whole weekend. So, all right, here it is, 9 a.m. Sean Farish up next. I will see you tomorrow for TDS Tuesday. It will be a funner show. It won't be as serious, but enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you later.